A lot of what a biological anthropologist needs to do is also archaeologically based. So you do have to have training in archaeology. And so, in order to dig up bones, you need to also be prepared to dig up other artifacts as well. And so when you do an archaeological dig, you don't just dig one big deep hole and think, ooh, what am I going to find in this 6 feet hole? You have to actually map out the site. And so you'll take, if you determine that this square area is where you're going to dig, and you put a grid through that square area so that you have basically like a map, and the squares A and B, C, D. And then you dig down one layer across that entire site. So the layer can be, depending on what you're looking for, the layer can be a centimeter, it can be a foot, it can be 5 feet, but you do that 1 centimeter layer across the entire site. And you go, okay, now that I've gone 1 centimeter down, I'm finding the top of a skull sticking up right here, and a broken piece of pottery is sticking up over here. And so now I've mapped that on my computer program, and then we dig down another centimeter at a time across the whole site. The point of that is that it's really important to get the association of artifacts and where they are in relation to everything else. So if I'm digging and I pull up, I see a skull and I go, ooh, yay, a skull, and I pull that skull out of the ground, I've lost its association with everything else around it. So how do I know that the skull wasn't lying on the edge of the vertebral column or lying next to it because the body had been decapitated? Like, we don't know if we just pull the skull out of the ground. So what I would be interested in is, okay, now that we've dug down 6 feet across the entire site, there's skulls over here, there's pots over here, there's a post hole for a house over here. Now I can say, oh, interesting, their house was here. The skulls were over here, the bodies were over here. They didn't bury their people under the floorboards of their house. They buried their ancestors over here, separate. What does that mean? Their broken pottery is over here. Is that because that was a pottery maker's shop, or is that a trash pile? What does that mean? It's away from the house. It's away from the skeletons. So looking at that association of artifacts is really important. And it's really tedious too. So again, even though you're digging down that 1 centimeter at a time across the whole place, you still have to sift all of that dirt that you're digging up. So there's big screens that are in like rectangles, and you shift it like this back and forth, and everything all the sediment falls out the bottom, and you're left over with bigger rocks or hopefully artifacts that are in there as well. And you have to know what square you got that from across the site.